right. Oh man, today is the big day. Today is the day that I'm always waiting for when it comes to painting an entire car. The day that I'm looking forward to is painting the car itself. Although we have a whole bunch of sessions, we got a little hole right there. Although we do have a whole bunch of sessions when it comes to painting a car, especially a color change. We got all the bumpers, we got the insides of the doors, we got the inside, underside of the hood, and the underside of the doors. There's probably, it seems like hundreds of sessions, but there's a lot of sessions. But either way, man, in this session, this is the main session. This is the session that you've probably been looking forward to. And this is the session of painting that we're going to paint the entire car. 1988 Honda Accord LS1 swap. I'm hyped, man. Let's just get right into it, dude. We got to get started if we want to get this thing done.
And now, you're watching the If You Never Stuffed a Grilled Cheese Sandwich in the VCR, Did You Even Grow Up in the 90s channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
What is up and welcome, and thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. So right now we got the car pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna wipe it down one more time. Now I've already wiped it down a whole bunch of times. I always like to give it a really good wipe down, then mask off the car, then wipe it again, then get all my paint and whatnot ready, and then wipe it again. You can never wipe it too many times. Now I wanted to go into a little bit of detail on how I mask off the car and how you get it to this point. Now there's a lot more masking done than what you can actually see. For example, underneath the hood, I painted underneath the hood. And I don't want to ruin all that painting and all that time that I spent painting the underside of the hood. So this is all masked off 100%, and it's even sealed around this edge just because we don't want, you know, paint to come in there and then ruin all this area that I've already painted. Now also there's a couple holes in the hood. I just put a piece of tape on each one of those holes. The piece going onto the windshield is continuous right here, going underneath the fenders. The fenders actually came off in order for me to do this masking. And then the inside of the doors, the insides of the doors as well, I have painted out all the jams. All of that is taped off. Now, any edge, like I also taped off the inside of the fender because I want it to look really nice. I already painted the inside of the fender, so I want that paint to not be all messed up. So I just ran a tape line along the edge where I don't believe you would ever see it. But after I put that tape line down, I just took a maroon scuff pad and I scuffed some of that clear coat so that way the new paint that's landing on the fresh clear isn't going to fail. Just a couple things you got to consider as you're masking off a car, and what I'd recommend is put tape, mask off anything that you don't want paint to get on, because as you're painting, man, paint gets everywhere. Gets to be a little bit crazy. So mask off anything that you don't want paint to be on. That just makes sense, right?
color. Now I'm gonna go to my three custom face.
Man, so the car is looking really good. Now when it comes to clear coat, I've used a whole bunch of different clears in the past, and since I moved over here, my usual paint supplier is about 35-40 minutes away, but luckily for me I have two reputable paint stores within 5-10 minutes. But now I'm kind of having to switch products, and I'm able to see and feel out what I like and what I don't like. And to be honest, I'm probably gonna go back to my original paint supplier for a few things, because all of the new products that I've tried, I don't like them as much. For example, with the clear coat, I'm using this. I use the Shop line. This is by PPG, and this is actually the high gloss multi clear. I think there's like 4 or 5 different levels, with the highest being Euro clear, the lowest being spot panel clear, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but either way, this is the second to highest finish that you can get. And this is what I usually use, Dynacoat Clear Pro. This was a lot cheaper than what I spent on that. And this so far has been my preferred clear. Now I didn't use it to do the entire car, but I used it on the jambs, on the underside of everything, and on the bumpers, but I didn't have enough to do the whole car. So I thought I have to get a different clear, and I could have traveled 30 minutes to go to my usual spot, but I had just picked up Ava from school, and I was like, let me just make this happen in the same trip, and she was real tired, so I said, you know what, I'll just try out the local spot, and it didn't work as good. So what you see on the car is this Shop line by PPG. What I prefer is this. Now don't get me wrong, really nice, good clear, really nice, good clear. I just prefer this one over this one. You can let me know what you've been using, what you prefer. You see that? You see Betty White? Betty White got a tan. And she is painted. She's looking good. I always think it's kind of weird when a car first gets painted because it doesn't really look it doesn't really look that good until pieces come back onto it. The more pieces that go onto it, the better it is going to start looking. Right now it looks a little bit crazy, but that's just part of the process, man. So I'm floored with how this came out, happy, ecstatic, really exciting. Now, of course, we're gonna have to buff out a couple areas here and there if we don't buff the entire thing. And when I mean buff it, I mean color sand and buff the entire thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that on this. The Integra looked really good. I never even sanded or buffed that car at all, much less even waxed it, and it looked pretty comparable to this finish. So man, now one thing is, once I'm done with that last coat of clear, I leave my fans on because we want to keep air flowing so that way the fresh paint can breathe, all the chemicals can come out of the surface, and that's what you got to do, and that's what I did. And now it's, I mean, I'm touching inside of an area that's not going to matter, but it is actually dry to the touch. So what I'm going to do is I got my little riv nuts right here. Those are going to go on the panels because that's where my over fenders or fender flares, not over fenders, that's where my fender flares are going to go. Now initially I was just going to rivet them on there. I wasn't going to use a bolt and riv nut style, but then I was thinking, I don't know that I'd be able to control the pressure. I feel like the rivet would pull too tightly on some of the areas and make it dimple in. So we got the hood scoop along the back. I need to put some riv nuts along the front. There's studs that go down that are attached to the factory scoop style. And then we have riv nuts on the front fenders, riv nuts on the rear fenders. So let's just get those on there, and then we still got a lot of stuff to paint. I mean, I got all of the fender flares, that little section of the hood, I got a back panel, that's all got to be beige, and I got a lot of black trim, the rear louvers, the cowl. There's still a lot of stuff to do, but man, once I get the car done, that's like the biggest, most concerning thing for me to get done, and it takes the longest. The amount of masking that goes into it is ridiculous. Let's just keep moving, man. Car looks good. Really hyped for this one. Leave in the comment section down below what you think. Pause this video right now, leave a comment, and then get back to it. Dude, this thing, yo, this thing is bright, and the sun, it is crazy. It looks really good. I could not be more happy with it. Check it out. Now, of course, it still looks a little bit crazy where the rear fender flares go because the body's been worked so much right there. But dude, this thing is looking, oh, still got my cough a little bit. But man, let me know what you think, dude. And we got under the hood too. Under the hood's looking solid. Underneath, brightness is crazy. God, I can barely even see over there with everything going on. So what we still have left, everything that I have laid out right here still has to become beige. This is that piece that was underneath the hood. This is where the little hood latch goes. Fender flare, little rear section. This goes below the license plate bezel. These little bumper inserts still need to be done. I think these are going to be done black. I might as well put them over here with all the other designated black stuff. So that goes there. Then we have the hood scoop right there. Beige, gray, sand, whatever. Fender flare. So all that's got to be done. Then we have a lot of black trim that has to be done as well. But either way, man, we got the bumper sitting on the car. Now is the point where every single piece that I paint, more stuff is going to be able to go back onto the car. For example, this whole rear window section, I just have that sitting there. That can't be finalized until all the trim goes on. That little bezel piece. I also have the license plate bezel. That's going to be black. There's going to be a bunch of black, bunch of beige. I can't wait till the fender flares go on, man. That's when it's all going to come together. It's really coming together as it is right now. So, man, I don't know if I showed you guys any of this area over here. Come here, Lola. Come here. Come on, girl. Come on. Let's check it out. Come on. So behind the house, we got this little canal. And this canal goes to a big lake that's way down over that way. So that's where we're at, in this little section. Looking really good, really chilling, really cool. I don't know why I'm showing you this. This has nothing to do with the subject matter of the video, but it's all good. So, speaking of the video, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now check out the merch with the Black Friday code. Everything's sold out. I could not be more pleased with a lot of that stuff, but I restocked everything. The cat shirts, I'm not wearing one of the cat shirts. The Tomcat tee, that was the best seller by far. I got that back in stock in all sizes, so everything's there ready to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. We will see you on the next one as we start to put more stuff back together on the car. I'm out.
My dad is just chasing Lola right now. So, hi. We got this. We're doing my subscribers somewhere in the little kitchen. My dad is over there, so.
Hey, Mom.
What?
Did you take my camera?
No.
Did you take it?
No.
Did you take it?
No. Don't forget to watch my video. Subscribe for me. I painted this shirt. Bye.